Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay. Well, it's a couple minutes after 10, and I've heard a lot of doorbells, and the doorbells are telling me that people are joining us, and I'm very happy to be with you all this morning. I wish we could all be in the same room. Let me give a couple ground rules as we get started for this ceremony. The first is I'm going to ask everyone if your microphone is not currently muted. Could you please mute your microphone until the conclusion of the ceremony, unless you are me or a musician who's going to be playing in a moment or so, so that we aren't distracted by a dog barking or ice crunching in the background. If you are not very familiar with Zoom, if this is one of your first Zoom events, I'd encourage you to set your screen so that you have it on actor. That means instead of seeing little tiny boxes with a whole lot of people in them, you'll see the main screen and whoever is the primary speaker at that moment. Then at the end, you might want to switch to the gallery view, and that will allow you to see everybody who's participating in the ceremony. For those of you who are not familiar with Zoom, you'll see a little dot on your screen that looks like a tic-tac-toe, and that will allow you to switch from the gallery view where you see everyone in little boxes to the active speaker view. So you might want to take a second or two to experiment with that. There's also something called a chat function. If you see that, you can type in comments as the ceremony is underway. So if you want to do a shout out to somebody while the ceremony is underway, we encourage you to send your congratulations and your good wishes to them while the ceremony is in progress. Then at the end of the ceremony, we'll unmute everyone and we'll have time for the Honors College faculty to make a few comments. And then we'll invite anyone else who's participating, if they have any thoughts they want to share at the conclusion of the ceremony. We will be happy to let everybody have their moment or two to participate. So we're going to start the ceremony off with a musical interlude from Abby Naida. Some of you remember Abby from when she worked in the Honor College. Abby was an honors graduate herself a number of years ago, went on to get a master's degree from New Mexico State, and is now an employee at New Mexico State University. And she's also a masterful musician. So we've invited Abby to share her musical talents with us this morning. So please welcome Abby Naida. By the way, before I forget, this whole event is being recorded. If you want to have the recording to share with your grandma or someone else, you can contact Mari Aguilar in our main office next week, and she'll be able to send you the link for the recording so you can share that with people who might not have been able to participate with us today. So I'm going to turn this over to Abby for a musical interlude of Little Wonders.
Good morning, congratulations everyone. This is a little tune by Rob Thomas, tune for the times called Little Wonders. Let it go, let her roll right off your shoulders, don't you know? That the hardest part is over, let it in. Let your clarity define you through in the end. We will only just remember how it feels. Our lives are made. These small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away. These small hours, these small hours, they still remain. Let it slide. Let your troubles fall behind you. Let it shine till you feel it all around you, and I don't mind if it's me you need to turn to goodbye. It's the heart that really matters in the end. Our lives are made in these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away in these small hours, these small hours, they still remain. All of my regrets will wash away somehow, but I will not regret the way I feel right now. Our lives are made in these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away in these small hours, these small hours, they still remain. Thank you.
Thank you, Abby. That was really lovely and some really nice words to live by at this difficult time. So all of you who are graduates here today have many people that you want to thank, I'm sure, who helped get you to where you are today. And I want to thank all of the people in the Honors College who have been so important in terms of making all of you successful and making the Honors College successful. And last week, making the very first Honors virtual URCAS, Undergraduate Research and Creative Arts Symposium, successful. So I'm not going to go through the names. You can see them all on the slide, but this team of people have been the nicest, most capable, dedicated group of folks that I've had the privilege to work with in the course of my career. And I'm very, very grateful to all of them. This includes our faculty fellows, our Associate Dean Tim Kettler, our office staff, our graduate assistants, and our student staff, all of whom played a critical role in ensuring that we as Team Honors are successful and are able to help you get to where you need to be here at your final graduation. So I have the privilege of taking a few minutes to reflect on where you are and where you're going to be going. As you know, this is my graduation too. This is my last graduation ceremony after 33 years in academia. I'm going to be retiring this summer, and I thought about what you guys are facing as you go off in the world. This is going to be a very uncertain time, and I know that graduation, you're supposed to give words of encouragement and tell everyone what a rosy future you have. But I know you guys are skeptical enough that you might not believe that. But I'm gonna ask you to indulge me. My years of experience and my years of weathering some storms that I hadn't expected, and I'm hoping that maybe this will put things in perspective for you a little bit. So first off, I'm a cultural anthropologist, which means that I look at and study human behavior. And one of the things we know as cultural anthropologists is that rituals and rites of passage are very, very important in every human society around the world. So a rite of passage is where we mark the transition of someone from one status to a different status. So if there's a wedding, it's marking the end of someone being a single person and the beginning of them being part of a couple or a family. So that's a very common rite of passage. Some rites of passage you have just because you happen to get older. So you might have had a first communion or some other rite of passage that you participate in because you reach the critical age at which point that ritual takes place. But there are very few rituals like graduation, which are rituals or rites of passage that mark your status of something you have achieved, not just because you've lived longer, but something you've achieved. And graduation is a rite of passage that marks you, the change from
While we're waiting for Dean Chaikin to rejoin us, this is Tim Kettler, the Associate Dean of the Honors College. As we're waiting for Dean Chaikin to rejoin us momentarily, I wanted to just have a quick shout out to all the family members and friends joining us today. There are over 65 participants in this year's graduation ceremony. And I want to thank Cindy Nicholson, who's joining us today, who's been instrumental in our fundraising efforts in generating many scholarships for our students, working in collaboration with Dean Chaikin. Also, Dean Laxmi Reddy from the College of Engineering is joining us today. Thank you, Dean Reddy. You've sent us a lot of fantastic engineering students over the years, and I know you'll continue to do so. I also noticed one of our most popular honors professors, Dr. Krista Slayton from the Government Department is joining us today as well. And our faculty fellow, Judith Carmona Flores, is in her full regalia today, and she'll be saying a few words in a moment.
Cindy Nicholson, and I just want to welcome you. After tomorrow, you guys will become alumni, and I work with alumni, and we want to welcome you as new alumni from Mexico State University tomorrow. So please don't be strangers, and make sure you come back to campus and do this. So congratulations, so proud of you guys. Can't wait to see what you all, where you end up and what you end up doing. So please keep in touch.
I'm so sorry, everyone. I live in the wild, wild west where our internet is not as stable as it should be. So I'm hoping everyone can hear me again. Yes, okay, I see a thumbs up. All right, so sorry for that. I'm world's worst person with technology. My husband said that most people have techno mojo and I have techno no-go. So leave it to the most important meeting of my week that my internet cuts out on me. So let's hope we don't have, that was the last of our interruptions. If it cuts out again, I'm going to use the phone connection and I will telephone in. So back to my comments. I wanted to try to reassure you as you graduate in this very uncertain time that in the long run, things are going to be just fine. When I finished my PhD in 1983, there were 4 jobs in my field that entire year, 4 tenure track positions for faculty members to teach anthropology. 4. One of them went to one of my classmates. I came from a very strong program in anthropology. But the job market for me was dismal. There was very little likelihood I was going to find a job. And so, so we did what we needed to do, and that was my husband and I found jobs. He had a fellowship through the Rockefeller Foundation, and we went off to Kenya. And we expected to be in Kenya for a year or 2, and that stretched into 5 years. And it turned out that that plan B, instead of my plan A, proved to be the most important transformative chapter of my life. And I would not be here doing what I'm doing today if I had not had that bump in my road right at the time that I graduated. If I had just gone into a teaching position, I would be a very different person than I ended up being because of that experience. Now, one of the things I've learned in 33 years of working with honors college students is that you guys are all very driven, you're very focused, you're very talented, but you don't cut yourself much slack. You have the feeling that if you don't have your entire life planned out by Tuesday at 4 o'clock, then you are a failure. And you make these plans in good faith, plans that are probably well conceived, but you don't know that there are going to be bumps in the road. It's inevitable. So what I want to encourage you to do is to think about having a plan B, a plan C, and a plan D. And sometimes plan C will turn out to have been the better plan all along. You just won't know that until you're further on down the road and you look back at how you had to make that pivot and change your plans. So in these uncertain times, I want you to take the long view. It's very easy to focus on what's going to happen next week or next month, but I want you to be thinking about what's going to happen over the next 2 or 3 years. Because when we think back on it, think back how quickly this past 4 years went and how many accomplishments you've racked up during that time period. You all together collectively have earned hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships over the last 4 years. You all have done original research, you have done original artwork, you have done original internships where you've done something that no one has done before. You are often important in your communities, whether it's through your church or through a community organization or a fraternal organization or a campus organization. You are often real change makers because of the service and the volunteer work that you've done. And the internships that you've done. Many of you have done internships. Your professors have reported to us on your progress in your projects and your research and your artwork and your performances. And I can't tell you how often I hear a professor say, well, this particular honor student is actually better than my PhD students. And that's a remark that reflects on the capabilities that you all have and the hard work that you've all done. As you're going to hear when we talk about each individual student, you guys are going to go on to do amazing, amazing things. Think back on these past 4 years. If we took all of the papers, quizzes, assignments that you did, and we stacked up the paper, it would be far taller than I am, and probably even taller than Dr. Katelyn. That's how much work collectively you have all done in these past 4 years. Think how many hours of sleep you have not had in these past 4 years. And maybe next week is a time to catch up on some of that. I know many of you are feeling very, very sleep deprived. And because you've been sleep deprived and you've been trying to keep going, I estimated that if we multiplied 42 people times 365 days a year times the past 4 years, it's my estimate that you've consumed 179,580 cups of coffee. Maybe a few of you have had tea. But you've had to persevere to get to this point, and the talents, the abilities, the skills that you've acquired, and the discipline, the forward thinking, the hard work that you've done so far is exactly the set of skills and tools that you are going to need to get through the next year and 2 and 3 in your life. So don't fear the future, embrace the future. You're well prepared to deal with whatever this world throws at you. And if you need to reach out and hold the hand of a friend, then absolutely that's what you should do. Because none of us are islands, even if we're in our little islands at home at the moment. Make sure that the relationships and the friendships that you've made during these 4 years of college are relationships that you cultivate and you continue as you go forward after your time here at New Mexico State. So with that, I want to begin the recognition of our individual graduates. And we're going to start with those who are earning university honors. These are students who have completed 18 credits in honors and have a GPA up to 3.0 7-4. They have all received medallions similar to the one that I am wearing. And I hope you're all wearing your medallions now as we recognize each individual student. First is Francisco Tenorio Chacon. Francisco is graduating with 2 degrees, one in biology and the second in genetics. I'm not sure whether Francisco was with us today, but we wish him great success. Next is Jordyn Dobson. Jordyn is graduating with a degree in biochemistry. Over the past few years, she's worked with Dr. Ryan Ashley through the MARC program, which is the Maximizing Access to Research Careers program. MARC accepts a very small number, about a dozen students each year, and they are mentored and assigned a research faculty member to work with, and then they actually spend a summer doing research somewhere outside of New Mexico State. It's a very prestigious program to be accepted into. So in the course of her research with Dr. Ashley, who's in the College of Agriculture, Jordyn's work has focused on reproductive biology of livestock, which of course can be generalized to lots of other species as well. Her work has been so stellar that she has been accepted into a graduate program at Vanderbilt University beginning this coming fall. Congratulations, Jordyn. Katie Erkman is earning a degree in mathematics. As a cultural anthropologist, I can say this is like the last discipline on campus I would choose to major in because I have very poor skills in this area. So I have great admiration for Katie and her other classmates who've chosen mathematics as a field of study. Next is Thomas Esparza. Thomas is earning a bachelor's degree in business administration and working in, especially in finance. His senior research project on information technology and business will position him well for his future plans. He's going to stay with us here at New Mexico State and begin working on a master's of business administration, and going to try and focus on getting a certification in financial modeling and valuation. And I'm certain that Thomas will be successful at that endeavor. For those of you who are not familiar with the Honors College, Thomas is standing in the front door of the Honors College, and it warms my heart to see him that he's chosen that location for his senior picture. Next is Katelyn LaPage. I've known Katie since before she even started college. She's a Las Cruces resident, and I've known her for the whole 4 years she's been in college. And this semester I've had the privilege of working with her on an internship as part of her studies in studio art. Katie is graduating with university honors. Unfortunately, because of the shutdown of the campus, she was not able to have the normal Bachelor of Fine Arts celebration and show that BFAs normally paid in, but she still produced remarkably wonderful work, and hopefully there's going to be a substitute BFA show later on in the summer. In June, Katie's going to be moving up to Albuquerque, and she's going to be joining the UNM architecture program. So we know that her artistic abilities are going to continue to be capitalized on as she begins, instead of doing models that are small things that can fit on a tabletop, she's going to begin designing things that maybe we'll all be walking into someday. Congratulations, Katie. Esai Lopez is getting his degree in chemical engineering. And he did an engineering internship under my supervision a couple of years ago, which included work in through what's called an REU, a research experience for undergraduates. And this is a very prestigious thing to participate in. So it's again a reflection of Esai's capabilities and talents that he was selected for this REU program. Next is Taylor Sanchez. Taylor is completing a degree in range science and an undergraduate minor in soil science. Her capstone experience was a graduate research paper, so she's already taking graduate level classes. And that experience through the Master's Accelerated program has made it clear that she's fully capable of doing graduate level work. So Taylor has been accepted into the graduate program here in New Mexico State in animal and range science, and will be continuing on for another degree here at NMSU. Congratulations, Taylor. David Elijah Tackett is earning a degree in biochemistry. David is another one of our success stories, and we wish him a great future. Crystal Vargas is earning her degree in horticulture, and she's been conducting research under the direction of Dr. Yvette Guzman on nutraceuticals in chilies. Nutraceuticals are food products that have medicinal value. And all of us who live here in southern New Mexico would love to think that our chilies have enormous medicinal properties and values that will help cure illnesses and make people healthier and happier. So Crystal has been working under Dr. Guzman's experienced hand, and her experience and her research has allowed her to be competitive, and she has been accepted to the University of Illinois for a master's degree, and will be joining them in the fall. So congratulations to Crystal and good luck in the Midwest. Next is Hannah Vaz, who's graduating with a degree in nursing. And given the time that we are living through and our challenges with this COVID virus, we know that nurses are some of the most critical people we can possibly imagine, and we value them. So I hope we don't need to see each other in a professional capacity, Hannah, but I wish you great success in your future in nursing. And next is Jacqueline Vela. Jacqueline is getting 2 degrees in foreign languages and communication studies. And just because she had some extra time on her hands, she also picked up 2 additional minors in addition to her majors. She has a minor in marketing, another minor in advertising. Her capstone research focused on Latina feminists, and she was an intern in the NMSU athletics department in their special events coordinator's office. So she's learned a lot about how to make things work. She will stay on as a graduate student in the communication studies program here at New Mexico State, and will go on to pursue a master's degree. Congratulations, Jacqueline. So next we recognize the students who have earned university honors with distinction. And these are students who are earning degrees with a GPA of 3.75 or higher, which is remarkable. First, we recognize Daniel Aguirre. Daniel is getting his BS in chemical engineering, and I'm so pleased that he's chosen the photograph of himself that he's submitted. You're wondering why he's wearing flower lei around his neck. This was a picture of him presenting his research poster at the SACNAS conference, which happened to be in Hawaii last fall. And Daniel is smiling because he won the award for the best paper at the SACNAS conference, which was truly an honor that's well worth recognizing. His degree is in chemical engineering, but he has minors in chemistry and biochemistry, and his research, which he presented at the SACNAS conference, is based on a synthesis of all of these disciplines together. Daniel started his career at New Mexico State as a presidential associate scholar, and he also participated as a student here in the MARC program, Maximizing Access to Research Careers. Daniel will go on to Texas A&M for a graduate degree in chemical engineering. Congratulations, Daniel, we're very proud of you. Next is Jakeb Lamar Barnett. Jakeb is majoring in mechanical engineering, but has a minor in mathematics, and his honors capstone was his engineering capstone. Throughout his 4 years here, Jakeb has been an active community servant and volunteer, and he says he's going to work in his field for a while and may come back to graduate school at some point in the future. That's the thing about engineers. When they graduate, they walk into jobs the minute they're on the job market. So congratulations, Jakeb, and we wish you success. Next is Maria Kathleen Brady, who's graduating with a degree in education. And I think another thing that we've learned through this challenge of the COVID virus is how important teachers are. I know that 2 of our staff in the Honors College have been homeschooling kids, taking care of kids while working remotely. And I think if anything good comes out of this terrible chapter that we're living through, my hope is that we will collectively as a society recognize the importance and value of teachers like Maria and recognize them for the important and hard work that they do. Congratulations, Maria. Next is Valerie Brewer. And it may not be clear what she has in her hand, but I think you'll understand why she's holding a small bird in her photograph when I tell you something about who Valerie is. She's graduating with a degree in biology, but her emphasis is on conservation ecology. She also has a minor in genetics and another minor in biotechnology. And she's been part of the Howard Hughes Medical Institute research students. The HHMI students are similar to Mark in that they are selected from a very small group. It's a very small group, a very exclusive group of students, and they are partnered with research mentors during the course of their last couple of years on campus. She was also a Mark Scholar and a Discovery Scholar, which is in the College of Arts and Sciences under Dr. Karen Mabry. And she's been researching the effects of urbanization on song sparrows. Not surprisingly, all of these accolades and all of this training and all of this experience, it allowed her to be successful in earning a National Science Foundation graduate fellowship, which will cover the cost of her attending a doctoral program in integrated biology at Oregon State. This is an enormous honor for Valerie. Congratulations on work very well done. Next is Grace Choate. I had the pleasure of working with Zodia last semester. She's majoring in theater and she's getting her degree in theater. Her senior capstone project was a very unusual one, and that was she became the lead director of a major production in our Center for the Arts. It was the fall play, the winter play, A Christmas Carol, a wonderful adaptation of that classic story. And I attended the play and it was so well done. All of the performances were marvelous. The costumes, the staging. She did a marvelous job in envisioning this from start to finish. As an intern, I know I get to read every week a summary of the students' experiences and what they're learning. And she made comments that were similar to what you hear about actors saying, never work with children or animals. She had to work with a cast of small children, including adults. And she commented repeatedly on how difficult it was when her tiny Tim dropped out and she had to replace him with another child performer. But she kept her spirits up through all of that and ended up producing a wonderful play. Zodia has won many, many scholarships, including the Mark Medoff Scholarship, which is named in honor of Mark Medoff, who passed away just about a year ago at this time. Mark was a tower of talent and an Academy Award and Tony Award winning director and writer, and he is dearly missed. So to have Zodia, the first recipient of the scholarship in Mark Medoff's name, is truly an honor, and I'm very, very proud of her. Her plan is to go on doing theater programs for children, and she's currently interviewing positions, doing directing or working as a dramaturge. So congratulations, Odia. Next is Annika Cleveland. Annika is a double major in government and mathematics. Annika has won a High Achiever Leadership Scholarship in recognition of her talents and her hard work, and hopes to eventually go to law school, which I'm pretty sure she will be successful doing. As a mathematics major, she was probably very frustrated by a certain number that she's graduating with a GPA of 3.99, 1/100th off of a perfect GPA. It's still perfect in my book, so congratulations, Annika, and we wish you well in law school. Next is Dominic Cordova. Dominic holds a special place in my heart. He has been a student staff member in the Honors College for the past several years. He is our IT guy. If anything didn't work, Dominic waved a magic wand and got it to work again for us. He joined us. I knew him first when he was still in high school because we recruited him as a Conroy Scholar. These are students who were recruited out of high school as either National Merit Scholars or National Hispanic Scholars. And so I've known Dominic since before he even began his freshman year on campus. Dominic is graduating with his degree in mechanical engineering and graduating with a perfect 4.0 grade point average, which even among these enormously talented students, not many graduate with a perfect 4.0. He has earned the College of Engineering highest honors, which means out of the hundreds and hundreds of students graduating tomorrow from the College of Engineering, Dominic is the top student from the entire college. And we couldn't be more proud of him. I have to say, I'm not surprised. His capstone project was in an engineering project in mechanical and aerospace engineering. But over the past year or so, he's taken some philosophy classes and discovered that he has an interest and a passion in that field as well. So in the fall, he will be moving to Ohio and joining Franciscan University in Steubenville, Ohio, to pursue a master's degree in philosophy, which is a marvelous combination with engineering. So I wish Dominic all the best, and I know that he will keep in touch with us because he's part of our team honors. Next is Rawan Alaksher. I've known Rawan as well for several years. She did an internship under me just as a sophomore, which was very unusual, and has since gone on to do another number of amazing things. Rawan is getting a double degree in genetics and biotechnology and in biology. And she has been part of the MARC program, the Maximizing Access to Research Careers, working under the supervision of Dr. Paula Mera on genetics research, replication, initiation, and chromosome segregation. She has also been a New Mexico Space Grant Scholar and has been doing volunteer work throughout her time here at New Mexico State. She is going to be moving to the East Coast to Bethesda, Maryland, where she's going to be taking a job as a researcher at the National Institutes of Health. And during the next year, she'll be looking forward to looking into MD, PhD programs. Because for Rawan, having an MD is not enough, or just a PhD. She's so ambitious, she wants to be able to do an MD, PhD combination. And I have no doubt that she'll be successful in achieving that goal. Chad Erickson is graduating with his degree in microbiology. He is one of our pre-med students and will be going to medical school. And I have to really thank him because he was one of the people instrumental in getting the pre-med club started here at New Mexico State. So that's important not only for his own future success and career, but also for helping to foster the success of other students who want to pursue a career in medicine. Next is Ellyssia Forbes. Ellyssia is another student who holds a very warm spot in my heart. My husband was teaching a freshman anthropology class, and he said to me, there's this student named Ellyssia. She's just spectacular. You need to recruit her for the honors college. You need to recruit her for anthropology. Well, I wasn't successful in recruiting her for anthropology, but she did take some anthropology classes. And his assessment of her capabilities was absolutely spot on. Ellyssia is an enormously talented student, enormously smart person, and just with a heart of gold. Ellyssia is graduating with a degree in biology, and she has minors in 3 different STEM fields related to her major in biology. But interestingly, for her senior capstone, she chose to diverge a little bit from that field, and she did her senior capstone thesis under the direction of Dr. Krista Slayton from the Department of Government. And she wrote a honors thesis examining healthcare policy under 4 different presidential administrations. And this is important because she plans to go on to medical school beginning next year and eventually become a neurosurgeon. So hopefully none of us will ever need to see Ellyssia in a professional capacity, but we can help in her pursuit of medical school. During the time she was a student here, she did an enormous amount of service to the campus and community. She was an ambassador for both the College of Arts and Sciences and for the Honors College, and she was a leader in a number of the honorary societies here on campus. Ellyssia Forbes can do it all, and I have great confidence in her success for the future. Next is Katelyn Goodman. Katelyn is getting her degree in government, and I had the pleasure on Monday of seeing essentially some evidence of her capstone experience. She's been part of Dr. Elba Serrano's debate team for a number of years, and on Monday, the debate team did their final presentations, and it was really, really impressive to see the policy papers and the analysis that this team of students put together. Even more impressive, Katelyn was the coordinator and the team captain this past year, coordinating a less experienced group of students as they prepared to participate in debate activities. They were supposed to have traveled to the East Coast this spring to participate in another competition. Unfortunately, those travel plans had to be abandoned, but in order to make sure that she had some experience, there was a Zoom debate on Monday that I got to sit in on, and it was really fascinating. She hopes to go to law school after a gap year where she does preparations, and she's doing many things to get herself prepared for that, including her work in debate. She's also done an internship with the 3rd Judicial Court, and is the outstanding student from the government department for the 2020 graduates. In addition to all of these talents throughout her career at New Mexico State, she's been an active musician and has played in ensembles throughout her time at New Mexico State. Congratulations, Katelyn. Next is Shania Grant. Shania is another one of our fine arts majors, majored in studio art. And you might not be surprised to hear this from looking at her photograph, but her particular area of interest is construction of jewelry and ornamentation. So her earrings, I think, are probably a product of her handiwork and her skill. Her BFA project, a Bachelor of Fine Arts project, was to both develop wearable art that she produced, designed and produced, but also to develop a marketing strategy and marketing outlets for the products of her artistic endeavors. She's been accepted into an MFA program back east, and she will be heading east at some point later in the summer to take up a Masters of Fine Arts program beginning in the fall. Congratulations, Shania. Next is Taylor Hartshorne, who is getting her degree in genetics. And interestingly, genetics, even though biology is in the College of Arts and Sciences, genetics is in the College of Agriculture, Consumer, and Environmental Science. And so Taylor has had a chance to work with scientists in multiple colleges over the course of her career. Next is Grace Hendricks. Grace is just a ray of sunshine wherever she goes. She's a super positive person, and I know she's going to do extremely well. She's getting her degree in biochemistry, and over the course of her studies here, she has worked under the supervision of Dr. Eric Uckel from the chemistry department on looking at developing new antibiotic drugs, which again, we can hardly imagine more important work to be taking place. And like some of the multi-talented students we've referenced before, she also has participated in performing arts events throughout her time here at New Mexico State. She has been successful in getting into a graduate program, and in the fall, she'll be moving to the cloudy city of Seattle to begin a PhD program in biochemistry at the University of Washington School of Medicine. Congratulations, Grace. She's also been the residence assistant in the Honors College Living Learning Community, and as a successful senior, she has mentored many freshmen over the course of this past year. And I personally, and I know everyone on Team Honors is personally grateful to Grace for the support and care and help she's extended to our freshmen to make sure that they get through this year successfully. So thank you so much, Grace, and congratulations. Not surprisingly, since she has an apple in her hand, Rachel Kenny is going to be a teacher. And again, we know how important teachers are in our society. Rachel's going to be teaching elementary ed, and we wish her great success as a future teacher, hopefully staying here in New Mexico, because we need great teachers to help shape our future children's experiences. Alex Nag is our next graduate, and Alex is joining us from as far away as anyone who's participating in this event. Alex is originally from the United Kingdom, and after the close down and the quarantine, she had to find her way home back to England. And she's joining us from tens of thousands of miles away, participating in this Zoom event, hopefully with your whole family gathered around, to celebrate her success. Alex is one of the very few students graduating with a perfect 4.0 GPA. And this is even more remarkable because she's graduating in chemical engineering, which is an extremely demanding field, and even more remarkable because during her entire 4 years, she was a collegiate athlete. And the athletes have hours and hours and hours that they have to put into training, practicing, and competing. And I can't imagine being able to manage the heavy academic workload on top of all of her training. So Alex is a true success story, and she's going to be beginning a graduate position also this coming fall. So congratulations, Alex. We hope to have you back stateside sometime in the future. Next is Kevin Lee. I've known Kevin also for, I think, all 4 years of his college experience. He's graduating with 2 degrees, one in physics from the College of Arts and Sciences, and one in engineering physics from the College of Engineering. Kevin is also, again, you know, just because he had some time on his hand, he had 2 degrees, but he decided he needed to pick up a couple of minors as well. So he's getting a minor in mathematics and a minor in electrical engineering. And during the course of the last couple of years, he's been doing research on wearable sensors that track motion for application in robots and in gait analysis, people's walking patterns, which is very, very interesting work. Not surprisingly, his achievements have led him to be accepted into a PhD program at Johns Hopkins University in Maryland, and he hopes to do future research on condensed matter physics. So if you run across Kevin, ask him to tell you what condensed matter physics are. And I'm sure he has lots of information he can share with you. Congratulations, Kevin, and good luck at Johns Hopkins. Next is Madison Marino from my home department in anthropology, also getting a second degree in history. I saw Madison being recognized at our departmental celebration last night. And she has done some amazing, interesting work combining anthropology and history, including history of here in history of New Mexico. She's done a very interesting research project under the supervision of Dr. Kelly Jenks in anthropology on the impact of women's clubs in the history of New Mexico. She will be staying on here and going to graduate school in history here at New Mexico State. So congratulations, Madison. Next is Amanda Pando, who's another student who has a special place in my heart. I see Dr. Kettler applauding. Congratulations. Amanda is another one of Team Honors. She's been part of the Honors College staff since her freshman year, and she's graduating a full year early because she's that kind of go-getter. Amanda is graduating in Family and Consumer Science, and she's won 5 separate scholarships in addition to the usual university scholarships that many of you have received. She's done an internship in the Cooperative Extension Service. She served as an Honors College ambassador and a staff member in the Honors College. We've been so dependent on her talents, her abilities, her work ethic, her creativity, her good nature. Amanda has just been absolutely fun to work with. She received recognition from the Hispanic Faculty and Staff Caucus and will be staying on here at New Mexico State and joining the Marriage and Family Therapy graduate program, and will be in a couple of years beginning her practice as a marriage and family therapist. And I wish Amanda all the success in the world. We think the world of Amanda, and I know she's going to do great things. Newell Ramsey is getting 2 degrees, one in music performance and one in music education. And music is actually one of the more difficult degrees to earn at a university. Most people think, well, you just have to be able to play music. But to do music, you also have to understand the physics of music. You have to know the history of music, and it's a very, very demanding degree. So in order to be successful at this, in order to understand the way music works as a physical force, not just as a social force, Newell decided that the way to learn more about that was to get a minor in physics, which is an unusual combination, together with music. Throughout his 4 years here, he has been active in a number of musical organizations and ensembles on campus. His senior capstone was his senior music recital, which he played. And he's going to stay on here at New Mexico State and go on for a master's degree in music performance. So hopefully we'll be able to hear more concerts with him playing under the direction of Dr. Budby. Congratulations, Newell. Felicia Rodriguez is going to be earning her degree in chemical engineering. And she worked under the supervision of the department head, Dr. David Rockstraw. With Dr. Rockstraw, she's been doing an analysis of modular electrochemical ammonia synthesis and has had several internship experiences during the course of her 4 years here, internship and co-op experiences. She's been active in a number of campus organizations, including Omega Chi Epsilon. And once again, amazing kudos to you. She's earned a National Science Foundation graduate fellowship and will be entering a PhD program in biological engineering at a school that you might have heard of, MIT. So she'll be in Massachusetts beginning this fall. Amazing. Congratulations, Felicia. Leah Romero is getting her degree in journalism. And throughout her years here, she has worked on the Roundup, which is the campus newspaper, which is now publishes only in a digital format. So she has been a journalist throughout her time here as a student at New Mexico State University. She's also done internships in public affairs offices, including at White Sands and also on Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham's gubernatorial campaign, which was, I'm sure, amazing experience. She's had a fellowship with New Mexico In Depth, which is an investigative journalism organization, and she hopes to continue her career in journalism and public service, which is, again, in this age, getting accurate and complete information is so critical for how we live our lives. So congratulations to you, Leah, and we hope that you'll continue in that trend. Next is Emily Joy Rosa. Emily Joy is majoring in English, and she's interested especially in rhetoric and digital communication. Her senior capstone was writing games, Twine's platform, and playable text, and she's earned the Stuart Brown Award for Excellence in Writing. Dr. Brown was an amazing English professor who I knew early on in my career here at New Mexico State, and he sadly passed away. So the fact that she's won this award in honor of this legend in the English department really speaks volumes about her abilities and talents that she's recognized by the Stuart Brown Award. Emily plans to continue her career as a technical writer and editor, and I'm sure she will be very successful in doing that. Fabiola Rousseau is majoring in creative media, and her specialty is on animation and visual effects. She has done a capstone project that involved 3 production studios, and she won the Anne Palermo Scholarship. Anne Palermo was another titan on this campus. She worked in our campus radio station. She worked in our advancement office. She raised millions and millions of dollars for this university and was a much beloved person. So Javila is one of the first students to have won the Anne Palermo Scholarship, which it warms my heart to hear that. She has been very active in getting international experiences and did a study abroad in Tokyo over the summer of 2018, and plans to work in the field of creative media and animation, and hopes to get advanced training at some point in the future. So congratulations, Javila. Next, we have Karen Sanchez. Karen is getting her degree in chemical engineering, and she has done research on testing extracts from the gayule plant to be used as insect repellent. I've worked with several students who have been part of this research on gayule, which I did not know about, and I found out that we have, we're an agriculture university, so we have cows and horses and sheep on campus, but we also have colonies of insects, which are used for agricultural research. And Karen has been part of the team that's looking at new types of insect repellent that might be developed from non-toxic sources. She's also been active in campus organizations, including Omega Chi Epsilon and Tau Beta Pi, and she hopes to have a job in the industry, which I'm sure she is well qualified for at this point. Congratulations, Karen. Next is Adriana Sanders. I've had the pleasure of working closely with Adriana when she was doing her internship last year, getting her degree in mechanical engineering. And she has been, in addition to her engineering work, she has been active in outdoor leadership programs throughout her career at New Mexico State. She won the NMAA Extraordinary Participation Scholarship. She's been part of the Atomic Aggies rocketry team and completed a summer internship with Raytheon Corporation in Arizona. which I was able to supervise. And when students do an internship, they have to send weekly summaries to me of what they were working on. But since Adriana was working on some classified projects, we had to have code words. So she sent me information of a project called Mountain and another project called Boats and Cars. And I don't know what boats and cars really are, but she worked hard at making sure that she was part of the engineering team to perfect the functioning of these items. She was also an ambassador for the College of Engineering, and she's going to graduate with her degree with honors and begin work in just a few weeks with the Chevron Phillips Chemical Corporation. So congratulations, Adriana. Next is Bridget Scherer, who's getting her degree in aerospace engineering and in mechanical engineering. And her research has been on turbojet engines. Bridget joined New Mexico State as a President's Associate Scholar, one of the most prestigious scholarships that we award at this campus, which means she came in as an honors student as a freshman. And she's going to take her experience in aerospace and mechanical engineering to her new job, which she'll be beginning very soon, as a nuclear engineer at the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard, which is an amazing opportunity. So congratulations, Bridget. Next, we have Samuel Smith, who is getting his degree in geomatics. Sam is graduating. His capstone experience was a GPS project that focused on benchmarks. He is the secretary of the New Mexico State University Student Surveying Chapter. And if his academic activities weren't enough, Samuel also has been a writer, journalist for the Roundup, for the university newspaper, and he's been active in the Associated Students of New Mexico State University, part of our student governance, which is a very important organization on this campus, overseeing a large budget and ensuring the welfare of the 16,000 students who call New Mexico State home. So for that service in particular, Samuel, thank you for what you've done for your fellow students. And last but certainly not least, Yuquin Zhu, who is graduating with degrees in international business and in marketing. Her concentration within the College of Business was in the professional golf management program. Many of you didn't know we have a professional golf management program, but the students who are in this program, it's extremely demanding and very selective. They have to do internships every single summer that they're students all 4 years, and they go and work in different golf facilities all around the world. She has picked up a minor in advertising, and during her 4 years here at New Mexico State, she has been also a collegiate athlete playing golf. So her plans after graduating, her capstone project did research on golf development in China, where she's from. And her plan is to turn pro. She's going to become a pro golfer in the PGA and work in golf business. So maybe we will see her on television, one of these golf matches, one of these days soon. We certainly wish her great success. So that's the last of our presentations. I encourage everyone to unmute, and we're going to ask our faculty in the Honors College to say a few words, and then anyone who'd like to say anything will have an opportunity. So, but first, let's everyone unmute and give a huge round of applause for all of you. Dr. Kettler, we need to have you unmute. There we go.
Get on mute. Oh, my.
Dr. Kettler, we want to say a word or two?
A few words, yes. Thank you, Dean Chaikin. It's a great honor to be here today. Engineering, College of Health and Social Services, College of Arts and Sciences. The Honors College helps serve all those colleges and every one of those students. I want to especially thank the family members and friends that are joining us today. This graduation ceremony under Dean Chaikin's leadership has grown every year, and this year we had over 70 people joining us live here today, including the Dean of the College of Engineering, faculty such as Professor Krista Slayton from the Department of Government. And I even noticed Robbie Grant, who leads our academic technology efforts, supporting his daughter's amazing achievements today. I also wanted to thank Mari Aguilar, our amazing administrative assistant, and all the staff, including Dominique Cordova. I'm never surprised when I discover that our staff members at the Honors College are among the very best students at the university, earning the highest honors in their college. And congratulations to all of our amazing staff here. This is really an amazing job to have to serve our amazing Dean Chaikin. I wanted to lastly thank Dean Chaikin for her amazing service over 33 years, and more importantly, as the second ever Dean of the Honors College. Our fundraising has increased over 200% since she came on board. The number of scholarships available to students, our ability to reach out to the amazing colleges, such as the College of Engineering and Health and Social Services, that are now playing a very large and important role in serving all the colleges here. That really is a testament to the leadership of Dean Chaikin. And congratulations to every one of the students that graduated today. Please keep in contact with us, because we would like to be able to tell the world that you are our own, that you are graduates of the Honors College of New Mexico State University. So congratulations to all of you.
Thank you. Dr. Flores Carmona is one of our faculty fellows. Would you like to say a word or two?
Gracias, thank you. I want to say felicitaciones to all the graduates. As a first generation student and graduate and scholar, it is an honor to see and bear witness to all of the amazingness that is taking place today. And I just wish you all the very best. I've said this quote in another space for another congratulations to another university. Be the change you want to see in the world, Mahatma Gandhi. I also want to thank our beloved Dean. We will miss you greatly, but I know where you live, so I know I'll stay in touch with you. Congratulations to everyone. Felicitaciones y a sus familias también.
Thank you, Dr. Flores Carmona. Is Dr. Orzov here? Okay. I saw a hand raised from Dr. Lakshmi Reddy, who is joining us as a guest and is the Dean of the College of Engineering, and he'd like to say a word or two. So please unmute Dr. Reddy, and we would love to hear from you.
Great, thank you, Dean Chaikin, and congratulations to all the graduates. I have followed each and every description of the graduate, and it gave me goosebumps to look at the outstanding accomplishments of all the graduates. And of course, I'm a little biased toward engineering, but I see all engineering leaders that we are going to recognize later this afternoon are recognized as the outstanding honors graduates. So I want to personally congratulate all the honors graduates, not only engineering. I think each and every one of these graduates' accomplishments is very unique. And I also want to let the graduates know that I think congratulations are in order for the Honors College for really year after year producing such an outstanding slate of graduates from the Honors College. The credit, of course, goes to the leadership team, And I want to congratulate Dean Chaikin, and I want her to know how much the College of Engineering and our students, and myself particularly, miss your leadership in the Honors College. This is a moment, of course, to celebrate all the outstanding accomplishments of our graduates, but I think I have some mixed feelings looking at such a great, wonderful culture and tradition of the Honors College and great leadership. I not only feel so good for all of your accomplishments, but I feel a little sad that this is the last graduation ceremony for Dean Chaikin. So thank you for all you did to the Honors College, Dean Chaikin, and outstanding accomplishments for the Honors College. And congratulations to you all, the graduates.
Thank you for those kind words. So I'd like to open this now for any of our guests or any of our graduating students. You have on your screen, you can raise your hand electronically. I can't see all of your faces, so if anyone would like to say anything, please use the hand raising icon so that we can call on you. Is there anyone? We have 60 people participating, which is a wonderful thing. Okay, so maybe nobody wants to say a word. I want to thank you all for coming. This is a very unusual way for us to do our end of year recognition and celebration. I want to thank all these graduates for the enormous hard work that they've put in over these past 4 years. I'm so impressed with all of you. You're going on to do great things. You're going to change the world. We're going to be proud to call you Aggies. We're going to be proud to call you graduates of the Conroy Honors College. The talent that you collectively have is nothing short of astonishing. And I hope that you have the confidence going forward to know that you can do anything you set your mind to. So as our slogan goes, be bold, don't be afraid. You have the talent and the abilities to change the world, and I have every confidence that you will. So I wish you all great success. I send you claps and applause. I wish I could give you all hugs. And thank you for coming to the ceremony. Thank you for everyone on Team Honors. Thank you for Cindy Nicholson for being an amazing partner in our fundraising over the years. We've done enormously well to support future generations of students because of Cindy's expertise. And thank you to Abby Nader for starting us off on a lovely note with your musical performance. So thank you all for joining us. I wish you great success in the future. Don't forget about us. Drop us a line. Let us know where you end up because we want to keep in touch. And go Aggies.